Hello, folks. My name is Jenna from Golden State Times. Welcome back to the newsroom. And today I have a very interesting story. So Biden took a trip to Delaware. So he boarded the taxpayer-funded Air Force One, took a trip to Delaware, quote unquote, voted, and then came back. All on the same day, just one round trip. And people are pissed. And this is also coming from a guy that, one, is trying to push voting from home, mail-in ballots and all that stuff. And also a guy that believes in global warming. So that's how backwards these people are. But now the White House is trying to defend Biden's taxpayer-funded Air Force One trip to vote in Delaware. This comes courtesy of goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com. And it says, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre on Wednesday was forced to defend Biden for his Tuesday evening trip to Delaware via Air Force One. And all of this on the taxpayers' dime to vote in the state's Democrat primary. Not Democratic, Democrat. There's no such thing as Democratic. Critics called it wasteful, noting that Biden could have voted early when he was in that state last weekend. So there's actually a calculator that states how many times Biden has been on vacation and to Delaware. So he has been in Delaware 242 times in his last a year and 8 months that he's been in office. He's been in Delaware almost a full year. Pretty much 8 months. And now he was back again last weekend, and he didn't vote. Why? Because he wanted to vote on the specific day, yesterday. So he went to go make a round trip, spend millions of dollars just to go vote and come back. Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters during a gaggle en route to the Detroit Auto Show that Biden wanted to show, quote, the importance of voting and to say hello to poll workers, according to him, who are falsely, according to Biden, under attack, which is false. Biden employed 2 motorcades and Air Force One, which cost about $180,000 an hour to operate for his round trip to participate in a non-competitive primary election. The person that he quote unquote went to go vote for didn't even have a competitor. Didn't even have a competitor. That's how crazy this is. He also stopped by Wilmington, Delaware's his home for about 8 minutes before returning to D.C. What did he go and do at his quote-unquote house for 8 minutes? So then he returned to Washington, D.C. Biden could have voted early when he was staying at his Wilmington house on Friday and Saturday. Or he could have done what he's trying to push on the American people, which is vote by mail. Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, said, quote, as you know, the president has a very heavy schedule. He's the president of the United States. It worked out best for him to vote yesterday, to vote on Tuesday. That is how she tried to defend him. Jean-Pierre didn't say what Biden was doing during apparent downtime in Delaware over the weekend. Don't forget, he was just there 2 days before. Friday, Saturday. Biden arrived at his Wilmington house at 3:40 p.m. Friday, when early voting was available until 7 p.m. And on Saturday, he emerged from his house only to attend church instead of voting from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Early voting window of that day. It goes on to say that the White House press secretary insisted that Biden's Tuesday night trip was, quote unquote, necessary, despite the fact that no high-profile statewide contests were on the ballot. Non-competitive ballot. Who did he go vote for? There was nobody to vote against. There was no vote, in other words. Crazy. These people are on a whole nother level of stupid. All right, so Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, said, quote, he thought it was important to exercise his constitutional right to vote. As I mentioned, set an example, by showing the importance of voting. He also had the opportunity to say hello to poll workers and thank them for their work. And then they went off to say a fake line, a DNC prepared fake line that, quote unquote, they were under attack. The poll workers. False. 100% false. And has been for the last several years. Again, false. Without giving any examples of how poll workers were facing any attacks in any way, shape, or form, including verbal or anything like that. Because they're trying to push a narrative. Jen Psaki was a filthy liar. Really, really, really bad liar. But I told everyone during the White House press briefing, if someone asked regarding Hunter Biden during her last White House press briefing, that she will have to tell the truth. But nobody did. Not even Fox. Stupid. But now we have Karine Jean-Pierre, and she's even of a bigger liar. But the difference between Jen Psaki and Karine is that the lies were eating at Jen Psaki. You could tell that the lies that she had to spew out, or that she willingly spewed out, were eating at her. Like a termite eats at wood. But with Karine Jean-Pierre, she just lies. Like she just rolls off her tongue. Just like so natural. Like so natural for her to lie. She does it without impunity. She does it without feeling. She's just one lie after another lie after another lie. And it takes a special, to be able to lie like that. Just no normal human lies like that. But that's a whole nother issue. So the White House press secretary went on to say many presidents is not unusual for many presidents to head back home to vote on local elections. And he thought it was important for him to do it yesterday, out of all days. A reporter went back and said, however, that there was no advance notice to reporters that Biden will be voting. So it got very little publicity. Reporters asked, quote, do you think that it would have been better than to make it more of a public event for him to sort of like tout it out a little bit more, give it a little bit more publicity? The White House press secretary said that Biden had been voting in Delaware for decades. This is something that was important to do. He wasn't going to miss the opportunity to do it yesterday, and he did that. It's not unusual for him. He's done that for, again, many decades, and so, he had the opportunity to thank the poll workers. He had the opportunity to go and visit. And I think by Biden going to visit, that sends a very strong message to the American public. Yes, to go waste money, to go waste taxpayer money on a vote that was not even contested for a person that had no opponent when there was no vote to be done in the first place. Republicans slammed Biden for making that trip. So, former White House press secretary Sean Spicer said, quote, Biden flew Air Force One to Delaware to vote in person yesterday for a state auditor race. He could have voted in person when he was there on Saturday, but didn't. He could have gotten an absentee ballot, but he didn't. He chose to spend thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go on a round trip yesterday. So $180,000 is what cost the American people, you and I. $180,000. Let's see here. 180,000 times, let's say it was 12 hours round trip. That cost the American people $2,160,000. Yep, $2,160,000. Because usually a round trip, it'll say if you go for a couple hours, it takes 4 or 5 hours. A round trip would be around 12 hours. It's a whole day ordeal when you have to travel far. So 12 hours is, I think, a good window of time. And at $180,000 an hour for 12 hours is $2,160,000. So let us know what you guys think about this whole situation, folks. Biden wasting almost $3 million to go vote for a state auditor that had no opponent, for a vote that didn't exist, from a guy that says that you should vote by mail. Also from a guy that says that global warming is a thing. You can't, you just can't write this. This is all truth. This is all true, folks. Like, it's just, I don't even have any words to explain how stupid this is other than using the word stupid. Wasteful and dumb. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you happy of having to pay for Biden's $3 million trip to his hometown, to Delaware, to vote for someone that didn't have an opponent in a vote that didn't exist, to lie about how poll workers are being quote unquote attacked? Let us know in the comment section below. If you guys missed our previous video, they should be coming up on your screen. The Fed is set to hike the interest rate once again, 1 whole point. And a lot more news is coming out right now on our website, goldenstatetimes.com. So you make sure you guys visit us at www.goldenstatetimes.com. And don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Thanks so much, folks. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a blessed rest of your day. God bless every single one of you guys. And I'll see you soon. Peace.